Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Horizen Weekly Insider number 103. Today is Monday, September 13 of 2021. Thanks for joining us live here on Discord and YouTube as usual. Please be aware that this call is being recorded and will also be available for you to check out later in our Horizen podcast. Also, please remember to ask your questions on Menti for the team while this call is happening. We will be providing the Menti link in the chat section so you can ask all your questions to the team. So let's kick it off right away with our first update from the engineering department. I'll pass the word now to Alberto. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you, Angie. Hello, everybody. So let's start as usual with Zendu, where in the last 2 weeks we completed the last remaining implementations and fixes of Zendu, which brings us to say that Zendu development is complete. In particular, we went through the changes for the proof size optimization that are done and reviewed. And here, when we talk about the proof size, we had to find a way for tuning or for understanding, let's say, what is in terms of complexity for verification a good measure for proofs. And we ended up in discovering that, taking the proof size and VK size, we were able to have a good indication about the complexity for verifying a specific proof. And summarizing, we made some measurements and some benchmarks, and we identified, given a certain block time verification, maximum block time verification, the maximum, let's say, complexity of the proof. And so we set it up. We set up the boundaries, and we applied it to the code. And so currently we have also these check in place for accepting for determining what if a proof is valid or not. Going on with Zendu, all the other remaining pull requests that were pending last week have been approved and merged. So again, Zendu development, is complete. Regarding the checks on the RPC calls that were changed from Zendi to Zendu, that we mentioned also in the previous Week Insider, we completed the analysis and the necessary changes. So we made all these RPC calls, backward compatible. The most is possible. And the document with the technical specifications for the partner who will upgrade their integration with us will be updated and shared within the next few weeks. This is an important document because we have to, in a clear and succinct way, tell to partners what it's needed to change, if it's needed to change something in their integration. So this is something that we are going to address in the next week. Another important thing is the support that we are currently providing support for the Block Explorer release needed for Zendu along with the product team. We have started to work on the addressing indexing branch of the Zendu code base in order to make a first Explorer release that is compatible with the previous version, but without sidechain specific comments. For what regards the final version of the Explorer, with the new architecture and with the full sidechain support, is going to be worked on in parallel by the product team, but about this topic probably they will add more details. Another important achievement of the last 2 weeks is that we have finalized the new version of our white paper, Darlin, a proof carrying data scheme based on Marlin, that now includes implementation details in the introduction, relates algebraic Oracle proofs to linear interactive protocols, and has a separate security statement for co-boundary modeling. This new version has been already uploaded on both ePrint and Archive, so check it out. Continuing with Zendu, we are also performing an analysis on the advantages in terms of performances between pasta and twiddle curves in order to understand how much their introduction can impact on our current implementation. So this is something, it's not specific for this release, but is something that we are exploring to understand which benefits could provide switching to pasta curves. But we will provide more details about this in the next week. And last but not least, we have recently onboarded 2 new people to the engineering team, Davide and Luca. So welcome to them. And I believe this is all. Angie, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alberto, for the great updates. Let's continue with Jonathan for the growth updates.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. So on my end, we're doing the final review of our introduction to blockchain ebook. We're also doing the formatting for the ebook. Apparently, ebooks are formatted in a completely different way than a regular book. So we have hired someone to do that. We're also working on a cover design. So of course, the cover basically can make or break a book. So we want to make sure that it's excellent and that it draws people in. And lastly, we're choosing between 2 really exciting titles for the book. So that's it for me, but we hope to have this book out and about in about 3 weeks. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Next, we have Vano for the BD updates and operations.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So we all know that Ledger is one of the oldest partners of ours with their hardware wallets and hardware wallets out there. And Ledger Live application is currently the only wallet you can use to interact with Zen on your Ledger. And Ledger Live application itself includes additional features there. And one of the features is swap feature, which leverages Changelly integration to swap coins and tokens without leaving the application. Ledger does separate whitelisting for this feature, and Zen is now available there. So you can now exchange any other cryptocurrency for Zen and get Zen without leaving Ledger Live application. Another news is mainly for our Chinese community, but also for everyone who is also using Mixin application. Exin, who is one of the exchanges supporting Zen, launched Exin Pool inside Mixin, which allows users to stake Zen and earn rewards. Basically, this is shared node services, shared like custodial node running services. And in the background, Exin is running super nodes and then distributing rewards for users. Now they are now running 7 nodes, and they're also gathering Zen for 8th node. That's all from me. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Vano. Let's continue with Lucy for the marketing updates.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So there will be a big blockchain event next week in New York City called the Mainnet. So the Mainnet conference is organized by Missouri, and there will be over 150 speakers and more than 2,000 attendees. Horizen is one of the sponsors of the Mainnet 2021. We are one of the exhibitors. So if you're going to the Mainnet conference, you will see our booths there, and make sure that you stop by and talk to us. And we will have the coolest swag in the event. And the conference dates are from September 20th and 22nd. So that's Monday to Wednesday next week. And aside from the Mainnet conference, we will also host a Horizen rooftop party on September 20th, and that's Monday, the first day of the Mainnet conference. So this will be a fun networking event with food and drinks, and just a lot of a group of good people and cool people. The event is co-hosted by Horizen and Horizen Labs, and many of our core team members will be there. So it will be a good opportunity for the team and the community to meet in person. And many of our ecosystem partners and friends will be there as well. So it will also be a great opportunity to network with other leading projects in blockchain. The spots are limited. So if you are interested in joining the event, please make sure that you RSVP early. The spots are being reserved pretty quickly already. The event page is shared on our social media, so let us know if you have any question about that. Other than that, we are doing a lot of work behind the scene, just to prepare for the upcoming Zendoo release, and anticipating all the exciting development on our platform and the growth of our ecosystem. We are rapidly expanding the marketing team. So please check our career page for new positions in marketing, and we are going to release some new job position as well. So please keep an eye out for that. That's it from me, but I think Erica has some exciting news to share too. Erica?
Hey everyone, happy Monday. I do have some very exciting news to share today. We have officially welcomed a new Zen baby to the ecosystem. So our ambassador, Michael from Telegram, or Michael from Australia, as you may know him, recently welcomed his new baby, Dean. And we are super excited to have a new Zen baby join us. And he's got some big Dean-sized shoes to fill with that name. So congratulations, Michael, and welcome, baby Dean.
Thank you so much, Lucy and Erica, for the updates. Now let's welcome Rosario for the product and engineering section.
Welcome to the world. Welcome to Horizen, baby Dean. Amazing. Love seeing our ecosystem grow, and the more babies, the merrier. That's what I say. Okay, on the product side, our priority is supporting the Zendoo release, as Alberto had mentioned. We are getting ready to move Zendoo pretty soon to testnet. So our tools team is ensuring we have compatibility with Zendoo. So that means Mainchain Explorer libraries, wallets that our high priority partners are able to upgrade without issues. And we've been working very closely with the engineering team on the Mainchain Explorer as we have ramped up new developers into the product team. We are also onboarding new developers to the sidechain team. The sidechain team has been in the past working with our partners, but we will add another stream of work to expand our own modules. So, is it NFTs? Is it token? More, we'll know more and we'll announce more soon. But that's a line of work that we'll be adding since we now have additional resources. Our team continues working on ZK Addit and the Celsius team, and we are making great progress. We are finalizing the second milestone, and 80% of milestone 3 is already complete. So that stream of work is progressing very nicely, and we will be eliciting the help of the crypto team from the engineering side to finalize that effort. So right now we're in conversations with Celsius on just defining on the rollout plan for the proof of concept, and that's really exciting. We're also on the product, still working product definition with our Dash partner, and the game chain development is going very well. The developer continues making progress on the game development, and hoping that we have we will definitely have the sidechain running along with testnet, but the game itself will have to be completed by the game developer before the game is announced. Now that we have benefits, I'm going to redirect a little bit. So we have the benefit to be able to work on the gaps that we have previously identified. We just didn't have the resources to fill. And with that, it's documentation and providing all the support for developers, for partners, and people to build on the Horizen ecosystem. We will be opening a new role for API technical writer to join our team. So keep a tab on the careers page. And if you were a previous developer or have development experience and would like to join our team, please contact me and check out the API technical writer role. And today joining our team is Rodrigo. Rodrigo, would you like to introduce yourself and just let us know what excites you about joining Horizen? And I'm not sure if Rodrigo has an issue with the... I see you unmuted. Okay, we did a mic check before, so it seems that Rodrigo is... I'm not able to hear him. Are you able to... Anybody else able to hear him?
Me neither. Maybe Rodrigo, if you try to rejoin, that could work.
Okay, we could try at the end, but for now, I'll pass it on to you, Angie.
Thank you so much, Rosario, for the product and engineering updates. And now, last but not least, let's welcome Rob for the leadership updates and our Q&A session. Welcome, Rob.
Thank you, Angie. Okay, so the most important thing is we have to welcome the new Zen Baby Dean to the team. And I just want to make clear, and Michael, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this has no relation at all to our very own Dean Steinbeck. Just happens to be a coincidence, but huge congratulations anyway. And big welcome to the new team members. And Rodrigo, if you unmute or configure join at any point, please stop me. Happy to hear from you anyway. We love getting new team members in front of everyone. If not, maybe next week. But Luca, Davide, Rodrigo, awesome to have you guys. You can see the team is growing at a very fast pace, and that's just going to be ramping up. The other huge thing, guys, if you noticed, Alberto mentioned that the big Zendu is complete. This is huge. We've mentioned this one other time before. Remember, this was when the first round of the code was complete. And then we did these audits, and then we did testing, and then we did incorporating of all findings. And now, complete. Now we're ready to get this thing to testnet. So huge congratulations to Alberto and the team for that. Awesome job. And hiring itself is a huge job. It's a big one. It's a huge one. It's really one of the most important things that we're doing right now. We have, coincidentally, and this was not planned, but we have 42 open positions between the Foundation and Horizen Labs currently. So big number 42. And 42 is a really big number for us, not just a really cool number. Like we all know, 42 is the key to everything here, but 42 new people to screen, to do interviews on, to onboard, to integrate to the team, to task work, really just to get incorporated into this machine of an organization that we have is a really big deal for us. We're not that big of an organization today, but this is a huge scale up for us, and it's a really important one that is overdue, I would say, but we just didn't have the resources in the past, like Rosario said. Now we do, and we are ramping up, and it's going to pay big dividends for us. So continuing down the list of things that we're prioritizing, getting Zendu, now that every development is complete, getting this to testnet ASAP is really important. So say by next week, this should be on testnet, and there's still a lot of work that goes on getting something up there from the infra perspective. So Chronic and team have a bit of a process ahead of you, but guys, look forward to seeing that definitely within the next week. And then it's a race to finish critical supporting tools. So Rosario mentioned this, and Alberto even mentioned Block Explorer. But there are things that we can't just go unilaterally to a huge mainnet upgrade without coordinating extensively across all of our partners. All of the people that list Zen on exchanges, all of the people that do custody for Zen, all of the people that have Zen integrated into different apps and products across the ecosystem, they all need to be informed well in advance, and they all need to have the opportunity to integrate and to test the new Zendu release in advance, right? So this is a really important thing for us. We have put in so much work into development and getting to where we are today, and then we're going to go to testnet is a really huge milestone for us. But we need to make sure that we don't, we are being conservative, or at least cognizant of all of the other work that goes across the board to making sure that all of the tools, even whether they're internal or whether they're external, run by partners, they're all compatible, they're all integrated with the new software, and they've all been tested adequately. So now there's a huge process that goes across the organization to make sure that this is a successful release. There's a lot that's going to go into that. Now, we're not just releasing Zendoo here. We are pushing really hard to get PGD, the pretty good decentralization version of the SDK, ready for launch when Zendoo is activated on mainnet. Right, so this is an important delivery for us to make a usable SDK that people could actually go into production with their businesses or developing applications. Do that as soon as we get to mainnet. Right, so that's a really important thing for us, and we're pushing hard to make that possible. And speaking of mainnet activation, we will be releasing a comprehensive schedule for when the hard fork will be activated, what date that's going to happen, or what block number, more specifically, that's going to happen. So pay attention. That news will be forthcoming as we get to testnet and as we have completely solidified plans with all of our partners for this to go live. Okay, so let's see. ZK audit is continuing development, like Rosario said. So we've made significant progress there, and we're also pushing for this to get to the not mainnet but main testnet ASAP, so that we can have this in advance of the mainnet release. But we would like to have this as a product that goes live with mainnet. So getting this into testnet and being able to activate it when Zendoo gets activated on mainnet is an important delivery for us as well. And I don't want to share too much information about this, but we are looking at an internal product right now on which we can issue the first token in the Horizen ecosystem. So Zendoo has a lot of capabilities that it can do. It is a very powerful interoperability protocol, but it is so important that we have specific deliveries that are just do important things within the cryptocurrency or crypto world, right? And tokenization is a key thing that we absolutely have to do, and being able to do it ASAP is really important for us. So this is the type of internal product that we're looking at. The details on the design and how that's going to be developed forthcoming, but this is something that we're going to be pushing internally with the product team. And if this works out, I think we'll have a pretty fun holiday season. So we have a bunch of really important deliveries or releases that are going to happen from Zendoo to mainnet with PGD as an SDK, ZK audit as a product, and then maybe this other internal product where we can have our first token. This is all really important, and I want to do a lot of community events around this, just really getting things out there to thank the community for sticking with us all this time and make sure that we have some fun activities that go along with it. Okay, finally, the important thing to reiterate, things are different already for the organization, and it may not feel that way. You guys who have been joining these calls for years now hear the same things over and over. You hear kind of the tasks that have been completed over the last week. You hear the main things that we're going to work on next week. You probably hear from the same cast of characters every single week, right? But things really have changed. We have hired significantly over the previous months, and the teams have been integrated. They have been educated on what we're doing and just educated on the industry. And now they're being put into project plans for key deliverables. So our team size has about doubled realistically over this last year. And that team now has been integrated and ramping up. We've set up a New York City office, right, for product engineering. And this already has incredible talent in there. And they've been structuring work, and that this will have serious effects on augmenting our capabilities as an ecosystem. And they're just now really being turned on towards specific products with specific sprints that will result in specific deliveries and a continuous stream of specific deliveries. All right, so most of our focus has been on Zendoo, and that's what you hear a lot of on these community calls. And making this launch a success is absolutely critical. It is our top priority. It is our game changer as an ecosystem. But now these resources that have been so focused on Zendoo will be turned towards a series of other important subsequent deliveries. Like I've said before, just starting with PGD, Lattice, internal products like the tokenization platform, cross sidechain compatibility, so we can have sidechains that issue tokens that can be transferred amongst each other. And then we have a series of partner products that our BD team has done a fantastic job in lining up strong interest with very key ecosystem or industry partners that we're going to have products that actually go into production with them. All right, so there's a lot that's coming, and I just want you guys to know that even this is just from the tech side. Lucy mentioned that we're ramping up on the marketing side as well, but we've been ramping up everywhere, from legal to BD to we just hired another BD manager who I can't wait for Dean to introduce on one of our future calls. Right, so the team is growing significantly, and the quality of talent that we've been attracting is absolutely phenomenal. So while it seems like this has been business as usual, and while you just hear about us kind of marching along steadily on delivering what we said we were going to deliver on, our capacity as an organization has significantly expanded. You just haven't seen the results of it yet, but you will. So I'll stop here, guys, and we can open it up to Q&A.
Awesome. Great. And thank you so much, Rob, for the updates. I'll try to pass the word to Rodrigo to see if he can introduce himself. Welcome, Rodrigo. You want to give it a second try?
Hello, everyone. Can you now hear me well?
There you go.
Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience. So, hi, my name is Rodrigo. I'm a senior backend engineer. I come from a DevOps, infra, and backend background, and I'm very excited to join Horizen Labs. This is my second week, and very excited to join like an ecosystem that is growing so fast in so many directions. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you, Rodrigo, and welcome again. Okay, and thank you as well to the community members for contributing with your questions. So the first one we have is, what is the status of HCC?
That's a great question, and the real answer is we need to reinvigorate it. So I know some of those key characters are here, and they've been with us as very active community members. We just haven't done much in terms of formalization. It's just been kind of an informal effort at this point. But I do think that we need to revisit and push this forward, especially before end of year. I'd really like to see something concrete. But just to say, HCC does have a kind of an editorial slot on the Zenit process. And we have very key members like Michael from Telegram, who's instrumental to even these weekly insiders taking place. So we have definitely key support from the community and these influential community members, but we just need to continue growing that.
Thank you, Rob. The second question is, when will the Sendu testnet be released?
That's a good one for Alberto. Do you want to opine on that with something more specific, or Chronic actually, who's but either one or both of you guys, I think would be great to comment on that one.
Please, Chronic, if you want to provide details, or I can.
Yes. So within the next 2 weeks, we want to release the testnet version. In general, code-wise, everything is pretty much ready right now, but we're going through some final testing, actually dry runs of hard fork activations on separated testnets, final benchmarking. So those are the real final checks before testnet. And we're also already coordinating with partners to even make sure that the testnet upgrade goes as planned. So for us, this is a little dry run for the mainnet release that will be coming later. And this includes speaking to our mining pools, because there are some changes in how blocks are forged. So it is a lot of effort to coordinate with everyone and be sure everyone is compatible. So this is essentially the final dry run before we move to mainnet.
Thank you, Chronic. The third question, and then we have a tie. It goes, how much of the budget goes to contracting labs? How much is left for integrations and other, maybe to provide an overview, Rob, of how we organize that? Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I just gave a presentation to the ZBF board last week, and roughly 50% of that budget of our budget over the previous quarter had been going towards engineering activities. Now, labs does play a significant element of the engineering work, but we also have a variety of other software contractors that the foundation works with. And so it's certainly a smaller percentage than that. I don't have the specific number offhand right now, but in terms of like rough ballpark order of magnitude, would be something like under a quarter of the total weekly or monthly treasury gets spent on Horizen Labs, roughly, right? So there's a significant amount. So probably 75% of that goes towards, other team members, other software developers, and other activities. And we've been bookmarking roughly half of that towards reserve. So you can see The other half has been going towards significant activities internally. And then we have roughly half that has been accumulating as a reserve for large projects, like we mentioned with, say, like a VC consortium, another revamped grants program. So we're definitely getting ready for a significant expansion of the entire ecosystem. And we've been making sure that the resources we have been spending have actually been very conservative so that we can build the reserves.
Thank you, Rob. The final question is it set on how much the VC will support the ecosystem?
So nothing's set in stone. What we're doing is we now are bringing a curated list of or group of VCs into the ecosystem that are interested in seeing the ecosystem expand significantly. So they are allocating at least let's say they're allocating interest at this point with soft commits. And there is a difference here between soft commits and hard commits. Basically, what they're doing is they want to be first in line to see deal flow for people like developers and startups that are building here. And they want to see that deal flow and they want to have the opportunity to invest in it. And they're allocating internally resources on their end. But there's no hard commitment here. This is basically if the deal flow that comes through is of interest to them, they're going to fund it. And this is something that we'll go through the the combined community program that we're setting up. But again, there's nothing hard and steady about that. We do have some target numbers that we are looking to see, but these really aren't ready for public disclosure yet. I would say just the final point, not to belabor this, is it is substantial in magnitude compared to what we've seen thus far.
Thank you, Rob. I'll answer one quick question that's at the end. It says, how do I apply for a job at Horizen? We will be posting here the links for open roles and upcoming positions. So anyone interested can check them out. And I guess this is it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in our weekly Insider. A very good one, an interesting one. We'll see you all next Monday for the latest Horizen updates. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.